PremierCollectibles.com, and I am so happy to be doing a live signing. So this means that while I talk and prattle on and you ask questions, that I'm going to be signing books right here live. Now listen, I had my literally choice of hosts to do this with. So they offered me Ryan Seacrest. They offered me, who was the other one that they offered me?
Phil Kogan.
Phil Kogan. Why of all the men in Hollywood did you pick the guy from The Amazing Race?
You were just on with
David, pick a George Clooney or a Brad Pitt. No offense to Phil Kogan. God knows he's probably watching this. But no, I was just on Hallmark Home and Family with him. He kind of fell in love with me. Okay, it's probably not something we should talk about. Anyway, but I brought David Radke because he's the straight man to my whatever all of this is. So he's going to take your questions and ask them to me while I sign. Okay, are we ready to start this? Okay.
We're good?
Look, there are people behind the camera right now, and I'm going to refer to them and talk to them a lot. Okay?
We're going to break the fourth wall.
It's called breaking the fourth wall if you're in the showbiz industry, and I'm going to break it. Okay?
So here we go. About the book first, then?
Oh, somebody's talking to me already. Hey guys, I am here signing Eat Cake, Be Brave. I know that y'all are like, what is she signing? She better tell us. This is Eat Cake, Be Brave. Came out 2 weeks ago. And I am a first-time author. So I thought that I would sell a book to the people I went to church with, my granny and my mother. Okay? Come to find out, a lot of people are buying this book. Also, currently my mother has still not ordered it. But this is the book about how all the years of my life really led up to the 1 year that changed it. Our lives are supposed to change, you know, like when we're young or when we turn 40. Mine changed the year that I turned 41. I made a wish. I leaned over a cake where my name was actually misspelled on it. Because I bought it at the mall from a 17-year-old kid who had YOLO on his name tag. Okay? I leaned over the cake and I blew out the candles and I made a wish to be brave. I made a wish that for 12 months I would have really, I guess the best way to describe it is a year of yes. I would say yes to everything that came my way. I was tired of living in the background of my own life, and I decided to take center stage. And this book is literally, it means so much to so many women. I'm getting emails and direct messages by the tons about this book. I'm honored. And when you come to a book signing and I hug your neck and I look you in the eyes and I tell you, I am so honored you bought my book. I mean it. Like, you could spend your money on Chick-fil-A and y'all are instead buying this book. I'm just blown away. So thank you so much. I'm here to sign it for you. So if you have questions, let's go. Let's get this party started. And let's get this air turned down. Not that there's anybody behind the camera that might could help a girl, but Lord. All right, David Radke.
We do also have several questions. I do want to point out again, and there may be a link below, but PremierCollectibles.com/Melissa, where you can go on, and if you purchase a book, you also can ask a question as well. So let's get started. The first one is Tammy from Wildwood, Missouri.
Hi, Tammy.
Now
this book is for you.
Now that you have accessed your courage, what will this next birthday wish be?
Did you just say assessed your courage? Mm-hmm. It's accessed.
Oh, accessed. I'm sorry.
We're off to a roll.
That's why I'm a straight man.
God love him, but he sure is good looking at me. All right, he can't read, but he sure is good looking. Now that you've accessed your courage, what will this next birthday wish be? What will my next birthday wish be, David? I don't know. I guess, here's the deal.
Patio furniture?
That's so sad, but so true. I'd like some patio furniture. Let me tell you something. You don't write a book to become a millionaire, okay? And so the Radkes have been balling on a budget for a long time.
We are 100 heirs, so.
We are 100 heirs. Don't be jealous of us, okay? Not everybody can compete. Because we have like $300 in the bank. But yeah, my next birthday wish is for some backyard furniture. And then after that, it's really to continue doing whatever I can to cheerlead, I guess is the best way, women like you to do what they were meant to do and what they were called to do. If that's the only job I ever have, if I never write another book and I spend the rest of my life making sure that you guys know you don't have to live in the background of your own life, done. I'm happy as can be. So That's what I hope my next birthday wish.
Thank you for that question, Tammy. Holly from Melissa, Texas. How did I not know there was a Melissa, Texas?
Are you kidding me?
That's what she says. It's not a
Maybe
question.
they've renamed their town that because they just love me so much. Oh my gosh.
It's not a question, but it's more of a proclamation that she loves you.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, Holly.
That might be, Holly, one of your friends. Because
I love you too, Holly.
Yeah. Jana from West Monroe.
West Monroe, Louisiana?
Do you feel relieved and at peace after this book? I've watched you since the minute you were on Facebook, and you just look so genuinely happy now.
Yeah.
As opposed to, evidently, when you started, where you...
And I look constipated the entire time. I get that. So what is she saying? Do you feel relieved and at peace after this book? So apparently what you saw was me before the book had been turned in. And so most of my Facebooks were like this. Well, I'm working on a book. It's going to be great. I feel that is a beautiful question, Jana. And first of all, thank you for even noticing. I feel so happy. When you do something that you know you were meant to do, it fulfills you in a way that nothing else can. Except for you, David Radke. Anyway, that was a sex joke. I'm sorry. I feel really happy. I just feel like I did something that I was called to do with my life. So yeah, I'm at peace. Yeah, that's a great question.
I'm going to throw my own question in here because you kind of
Lord.
You kind of touched on it. Talk about the process of writing a book. I'm sure there's some, future authors out there, maybe current authors. Talk about just the process just a little bit.
Well, are you asking me this because I was in a really bad mood for 6 months? There's my process. The process, let me tell you something. The process is hard, and it's hard for, especially for moms, to make sure that dinner is cooked and kids go to school and homework is done and husbands are happy and the house gets clean. Not that oh my Lord, he was a lot of help to me. But it's hard doing that and, also writing 10,000 words a day. It's really hard. The process is exhausting, and there were many, many times that I wanted to give up. But I would see women in the grocery store. I would see women at Old Navy, where I go a lot. Or I would see women in line for a concert. And I would look into their faces, and I would think, okay, Melissa, you can write today because you're writing for her. You're writing for whatever it is she's going through. And so that always kind of gave me inspiration. I needed to personalize what I was doing, make it count. That was my,
What was it like meeting Megyn Kelly? She's such an inspiration. I ordered this after seeing you on her show.
Way to make this about Megyn Kelly, y'all. Everybody has asked me what she's like. She must come across to people a different way. Like I will tell you this one thing. You and I have talked about all the news, because I've been on a lot of interviews lately, and the news anchors and stuff, they are polished and professional, and you think that you can't break their exterior. I found her to be very girlfriend-esque. Is that a word? She could have been a girlfriend. She was just like, Melissa, you are so funny. Hitting me on the arm. She was really cool. I liked her. So I think she puts on her business face for her job. But man, when that camera wasn't rolling, she was very affirming and very nice. I liked her a lot.
Another question is, do you still enjoy signing?
Do I still enjoy signing my book? Mm-hmm. Oh, y'all, I've been practicing this autograph since I was about 12. It's about time I use it. So yes, I very much. Book signings, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely giddy. I get completely sick in my stomach beforehand because I'm like, what if nobody shows up? But I love it. I still love it.
What do you want your readers to take away from reading your book?
I have been asked this question before, and I'm going to answer you. I'm going to give you the same answer, not because it's a pat answer, but because it's a true one. The one thing I want readers to take away is that yours is not a wasted life. You are not a mistake. I don't want anybody, because I did this for many, many years. I looked at my life and I said, what a waste I was. What a complete waste. I have talent. I can sing and I can sometimes make people laugh, but I'm a waste. I felt very defeated in my life and very depressed. And so but now I look and I go, no, I wasn't a mistake. I wasn't a waste. And you aren't either. You are not a wasted life. There is a purpose for your life and a purpose for your story. And we are supposed to live and live fully. And I would rather see you living outside the walls of your home than dying inside the four walls of them. So that's what I hope they take away from it.
Very cool. Okay.
I just poured my heart out and you're like, very cool.
It was very cool.
Very cool.
We have a very important VIP on the line right now, actually. Her name is Jessica from Texas.
Do I get to talk to somebody?
You get to talk to her.
Oh my gosh. Jessica?
Yes.
It's Melissa.
Oh my gosh, you have made my day.
I have? Oh my God, Jessica. I have a fan. I'm so excited.
I would have done anything if she would have said, Melissa who?
Actually, you have two fans. My 7-year-old daughter Layla's in the car right now too.
Okay, now Jessica, that's a big deal because normally kids don't like me.
My daughter loves you.
I mean, I'm just speaking from the experience of my own
We
children.
both do.
Jessica, how did you hear about me? Did you start following me on Facebook?
I did. I saw your video on Red Ribbon Week, which honestly I think you need to do a part 2 of that for this year. So I saw your video on that, and then I started following you on Facebook, and then I started following you on Instagram, and then I actually became a member of your launch team.
Oh, that's a big deal. That's a big deal, Jessica.
And Layla and I were supposed to come to your book signing in Houston,
Mm-hmm.
and we had an emergency with her that morning. She had her first seizure.
Oh no.
We were not able to come, but she's doing wonderfully, and so I'm so glad I'm getting to talk to you because we did not get to make it to the book signing in Houston.
Well, hey, you're getting a book and you're getting it signed, and I don't care if I have to drive it to your house. I'll do that to make sure that you get
I
one.
want to do Swim Gym with you and Meredith.
Oh my gosh.
Swim Gym.
Okay, for anybody that does not know what in the world she's talking about, I have a podcast, and I talked about the time that I did water aerobics, and I called it Swim Gym. Okay, you know what, Jessica? Why you have to bring that up right now? Okay?
I'm sorry.
You can absolutely come do Swim Gym, but we only allow people to do water aerobics with us that look terrible in bathing suits. Do you consider yourself?
I'm your girl.
All right, then you can come. If you look good in a bathing suit, we ask you to get back in your car and leave.
Oh, and as long as you make those chicken strips, because I still need that recipe.
All right, Jessica.
See if I can still.
So now
I can even make them and bring them.
So now the people that really have no idea what we're talking about, what she's referring to is that sometimes after we do our water aerobics, I make chicken strips.
I totally caught you off guard, didn't I?
I love it. I love it. You were keeping me on my toes. But I have to tell you, I really hope that her name's Layla.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope she's doing so much better, and I hate that happened to you. Period. But especially the morning of a book signing. Hi, Layla. How you doing, girl? Good. I'm so glad. Oh, Layla, guess what? You're 7, and I have a 9-year-old little boy. He's pretty handsome. I'm just saying, Layla. Hey, I'm so happy that you called in and that I got to talk to you. I can tell automatically that I'm already a big fan of yours as well. So thank you for calling. And I'm signing a book just for you.
Thank you so much. I cannot wait.
All right, girl. Well, listen, kiss on Layla for me, and I will talk to you soon.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh,
How cool.
you know that most of my fans aren't that nice.
All of your fans are nice.
Not I'm gonna make one out specifically to her. Jessica, what's her name?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna make this out to her. Normally I don't personalize things because once a lady asked me to make it out to her gynecologist, and then after that I just quit personalizing.
Actually, it was actually to her favorite.
To my favorite gynecologist.
Does she have
How
multiple?
many you got? All right. Okay, Dave, you can keep going back.
Let's go back to some more questions. What is next for Melissa Radke?
That's sweet Jessica's. What is next for me? What is next for me is that me and the hubs and Remy and Rocco, my kids, my mom and dad, and my Aunt Melba, is that Southern or what? And my cousin Meredith are coming to a TV near you on our new show on USA Network, which we begin filming August the 20th. We finished this book tour and we immediately begin filming a show for USA Network that will be on your TVs this fall. How cool is that, y'all?
Cool.
So you get to watch this train wreck once a week for 30 minutes.
I will most likely mispronounce words every single week.
That's not true, baby. We're not going to have you reading on there. So that's what's next.
You are so funny. Have you ever considered a career in comedy?
David, did you write that?
I did not.
Okay, here's the deal. I have been asked lately if I'm a public speaker, and I have done that for years, and now people are saying, would you come and be our comedian, the comedian for this event? And I say no every single time. No. Because the thought of writing material and being a comedian, it gives me the grip. Do y'all know what the grip what the grip is? The good old Texas grip. It makes me sick at my stomach to even think about it. I could never be a comedian, David. In that standard, definition, standing on a stage, doing the bits and whatever. But when you speak, it's very funny. I mean, people actually laugh as much as they would. Yeah, if people ask me to come to their event and they don't think that they're going to laugh, like they want it to just be 100% serious, I'm not your girl, for sure. So, but to think about standing up and doing bits, I can't do that. But I do think that a lot of times, especially in maybe the church world or whatever, there's not enough funny people. Okay? And I'm happy to do that. I can be a little salty though, so you need to know that. You need to know that going in when you hire me.
This is maybe the most important question.
It's about you then.
No. What is your favorite kind of cake?
Chocolate on chocolate on chocolate with a little touch of chocolate at the top. That's my favorite kind of cake. And also, don't give me fondant. You can't eat that stuff. Okay? You give me buttercream or you get out. That's what I like. Chocolate cake with chocolate buttercream icing. I remember when we went on a cruise and they had all these desserts, but for some reason, all of the cake that they had that 7-minute icing, which is just like you put it on your tongue and it like dissolves. And I'm like, on night 1, I was like, I got 5 more days of 7-minute icing. David, I can't do this. We got to get off at the next port. I was like, okay, let's not base our cruise that we save money off of the type of icing that they serve. I'm serious about it.
So we have somebody that is coming to Nashville soon for a weekend vacay. Mm-hmm. What places would you recommend they go?
In Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I haven't lived here in 10 years. We pulled in for the book signing, and I lived here 16 years, but I haven't lived here in 10 years. We pulled in, and it's like a new place to me. But I can say this, as somebody who lived here for 16 years, I never went to the Country Music Hall of Fame. Probably because you said it was too expensive.
I don't remember that.
You did. I would go there. I think that would be fascinating. I would go there. And then I would go to this place called Barbara's. Tell them about Barbara's. Do y'all know where Barbara's is?
It's in Franklin, isn't it?
It's in Hillsboro, like Pike or whatever. And it's this old rundown house. And you go in
It's not a rundown house. It's just a house. Don't make it. It's not. Yes.
Barbara's Home Cooking. You go in and you say, do you have a menu? And they're like, no, it's on this chalkboard right here. You got 3 choices. I mean, their food is amazing. Are you talking about Barbara's Home Cooking? Are you trying to get it ordered in right now? Because that can happen. But so anyway, I would say you need to take in the Country Music Hall of Fame. And what else, David, should they do when they're here?
There's a ton of stuff in Nashville. When we lived here.
I love downtown Franklin. Come on now.
Yeah.
Don't come if you're not going to go to downtown Franklin. Oh, it's just picturesque. It's so wonderful. And one of my best friends, Ashley, just came on vacation in Nashville, and I said, you've got to go to downtown Franklin. And now she wants to move here. So do that for sure.
Yeah, there's so many things in Nashville to do. The one thing I used to kind of hate when we lived here is they always, anytime there's a TV show or football game, they'll show like Broadway or Second or the downtown type thing, which it's a very cool area. You do need to go visit there. But Nashville has so much more to offer than that. I mean, there's an amazing, of course, there's amazing music venues of any kind of music you can imagine. Definitely not just country music, but
it looks like a Hidden Valley Ranch commercial.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Leave it to me to compare it to ranch dip, but it does. It's so pretty. I love it.
You'll have a great time. Was writing a book easier or harder than you thought it would be?
It was not easy, but it was not as hard as I thought it would be. But then again, you know, this story flowed from this book flowed from stories from my own life. There were a couple, I will admit, that were hard to go back to, if that makes sense, that were hard to kind of, I've been in counseling for years. I've tried to bury some of these. But to bring them up and to write about them was a little bit difficult, but also therapeutic. But yeah, I mean that it just flowed from my heart, and so it was easier than I thought it was going to be. That said, it was no piece of cake. No pun intended.
So, in case some of you have just jumped on, this is Melissa Radke. She's recently released her new book, Eat Cake, Be Brave.
Eat Cake, Be Brave.
And we are here today with Premier Collectibles. You can go to premiercollectibles.com/Melissa, and you can order one of the autographed copies she is signing right now.
And you can send me a question.
You can send a question in and share this with your friends. Share, and some of them may not have heard or met Melissa yet. Some of them may not have experienced Premier Collectibles.
There's no possible way they've not heard of me yet. There's no possible way that has happened.
So please share this with your friends. So let them not only get to meet Melissa, but also learn more about Premier Collectibles.
Yeah, and the book's pretty good too. So I will say that. Okay, keep going, babe.
I love.
By the way, this is my husband. I just refer to this man as babe, which actually I do a lot.
I'm glad you point that out, because I would not want to cast a shadow on Premier Collectibles going, that is the best guy that they could sit to kind of facilitate
David
this.
Radke, look at you. Oh my God, you're beautiful.
So
why would they not use you?
So let's get to some more questions. I love your style. Where do you like to shop for clothes?
Who asked that question?
It's not a name associated.
Oh, it's not a name. The reason I ask is because I get a lot of my clothes from actually a boutique that's down the road from my house, and I thought that was probably the boutique owner. Where do you shop, Melissa? Hey, here's a cool thing. I get a lot of my clothes from, I'm in a small town. We don't have a lot of shopping. So especially if you're shopping for like plus size clothes, your options are already limited. Then you live in a small town, they're really limited. So I do Nordstrom Trunk Club. I also do Stitch Fix. I love Stitch Fix. But there's a boutique down the road from me called the Debney House, Debney. And they know how to dress a fluffy woman, let me tell you. They know how. They know the curves of her body. They know what's going to make her feel confident and not make her feel embarrassed. The Debney House, you should look them up. They're amazing. But this number right here, I was at a book signing in, I don't even remember what town, because there's been so many towns, maybe Tulsa. And a girl that owns a boutique called Lucy & Co. Lucy & Co. Curvy Boutique. Came up to me, y'all, and in this bag had this shirt and these jeans and this necklace, and handed them to me and said, wanted you to try some. I'm talking to y'all. It's like, okay. Wanted you to try these things. And y'all, she fit me to a T. Like, they just slid right on my body. Lucy & Co. Curvy Boutique. So shout out to the people who bring you clothes at a book signing. What in the world?
All right, here's another one. Another question. Do your kids think you are funny? Did they inherit your sense of humor?
Well, my children are adopted, so I don't know that they, inherited my sense of humor. But if you ask me if it's nature versus nurture, I'm going to tell you straight up, it's nurture. Because they have turned out to be very funny. They do think I'm funny. My son, who is 9, thinks I'm a lot funnier than my daughter, who is 12. She's moving into the mom's not so great stage. But that said, my daughter actually has a very quick, funny, feisty sense of humor. So that's why I say, if you ask me if it's nature versus nurture, it must be nurture, because it's like I spit her out of my very own mouth. So Yeah, so Remy is 12 and Rocco is 9, and I don't know that they think Mom's cool, but they do think she's funny. So.
Okay, we've got time for just another question or two, and then we're going to do some rapid-fire questions. 22
I have not
questions.
been on here that long. Have I?
You've been droning on for a while. So, Kimberly from Spring Hill, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I can think of a Kimberly in Spring Hill, Tennessee.
Me too, and Rick's Kimberly Jackson. Anyway.
When are you going to post videos of you singing? I love your voice.
So I lived in Nashville for 16 years and tried to make it as a singer, like a lot of people here. And I knew that I had the voice to compete, but I did not have the looks to compete. And people told me that over and over and over. I actually had a producer say to me one time, "Dang, girl, Mel, it's a shame you can sing because people just don't buy ugly." And that was really, that's a large part of what this book is about. It's about when you come to the realization that you don't have to live under what people say about you or what they said about you. You don't have to tattoo yourself up with negativity and shame anymore. You don't have to live under it. You can live free. That said, I lived in Nashville and I sang at a time when there wasn't a lot of cell phones and we were just videoing everything. So there's not a lot of video of me singing in this town. So people go, "Can she really sing? Because we can't find anything online." And I get that. I'm sorry. Even USA Network is like, "We would like to put in some videos of you singing, but they're very elusive. We cannot find them anywhere." So I sing at all of my book signings. But inevitably, I have a Q&A time, and someone always asks me, and you know what? Nashville,
and when you speak...
Nashville, you can't hold me down. I won't sing. I'm going to sing.
And when you speak, too, I mean, that's not like, you don't do like a big set, but I mean...
No, I don't do a big set at all, but I always try to sing because it really was the talent that God gave me and that I thought I was going to use for my life. What I'm doing now is even sweeter. That's for sure. But yeah, when are we going to post videos of you singing? I'll try to find some.
Okay, we're going to do 22 questions in 2 minutes.
But even I really like this other part we're doing.
Well,
but I don't run the show here. The girls behind the camera do.
I do want to remind everybody, premiercollectibles.com/Melissa to order one of these signed copybooks. We want to thank them for inviting us in today, and what an amazing, cool concept. So check out all the other stuff that they're doing as well, not just Melissa's. So you have a podcast, right?
I do. It's called Ordinary People, Ordinary Things. You can find it on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to podcasts. And it's done amazingly well. And I called it Ordinary People because I don't know no famous people. And Kelly Clarkson won't call me back.
But you do a thing at the end. It's, what do you call I forget what you call it.
Just a lightning round.
So you should be familiar with this. But it's 22 questions in 2 minutes. Okay? You ready?
You have no idea how ready I am.
You got to go.
Okay.
And I do want to point out, remember, Layla may still be watching, so be careful with your answers. Okay?
I can be...
Okay, 22 questions in 2 minutes.
That must mean one of them is got the potential to be dirty. Okay.
Where were you born?
Lufkin, Texas.
Who would you want to play you in a movie?
I've only got 2 minutes to do this?
Yeah, for 22 questions. You got to...
I don't know. One time my family told me Anna Nicole before she died.
I don't think she could play you.
Who would I want to play me in a movie? I would want Reese Witherspoon. She's Southern and cute.
What was your first job?
I worked at Grandy's Fried Chicken and I had to wear a visor. I don't recommend it.
What is your biggest fear?
My children being abducted.
What?
Why are people laughing at that?
Kind of dark.
That's a parent's nightmare.
I will say our kids are good looking, so.
That's true, but no, that is a huge fear of mine. Whenever that happens on the news, okay, keep going.
Okay, who makes you laugh the most?
You and Jerry Seinfeld.
Wow, Jerry's in good company. What is the one thing you need to have in your fridge at all times?
Icing in a can.
What? That's disturbing. What is the last?
And real butter.
What is the last concert you went to?
Coldplay.
Who is the most interesting person you've met recently?
That dude we met today. an agent here in town. I found him fascinating. I absolutely loved him. I'm not going to say his name, but like he was a cool guy. And he gave me a big old bear hug when I left. And I like people that are confident enough to give you a frontal hug.
I've known him a long time. He's a very good guy.
That's a cool guy.
What is your middle name?
Paige. And people only use it when they're angry at me.
Melissa Page?
Even just you saying that makes me sweat.
What did I do? What is your biggest pet peeve?
When wire hangers get connected.
When they get tangled up. When they get tangled up. What is the last book you read?
Everybody Always by Bob Goff.
Great book.
Highly recommend it.
Great book. What is your favorite hobby?
Netflix binging.
Netflix binging.
And Candy Crush. That candy ain't gonna crush itself, am I right?
This is very close to that with the Candy Crush. What's your guilty pleasure?
Oh, crap. Well, what was that?
Hobby.
Oh. No, I stick with Netflix binging as a hobby. And my guilty pleasure is bubble baths and Us Weekly.
Do you have any hidden talents? I feel like
David, this is where we can't talk about it.
I feel like you share everything, so
I don't have any hidden talents. I can nope. If I have a talent,
she's
gonna
gonna tell you about it. What color is your toothbrush?
Don't talk about it!
In case you have not figured this out, we're the epitome of professionalism.
Here's why. It's gray with a neon green stripe down the middle of it, and I accidentally bought a child's automatic toothbrush, so when you turn it on, it goes like this. And it plays a song. I didn't know it was a kid's. And every time I turn it on, David goes, "You're not really brushing your teeth." Just so you know.
But it does tell you how long you should brush them for. So they say we don't ever brush them.
You have 10 seconds left.
Okay, what is your secret snack? I don't think this is a secret, but
Frozen Reese's peanut butter cups.
How do you take your coffee?
Like this. I'll have a white chocolate mocha to go, please. Thank you. Then I take it. I'm not a super big coffee drinker, but I do drink those.
What is the last movie you saw in theaters?
Ooh, Mission Impossible: The Fallout. Tom Cruise, y'all. Hey, he might be weird. I don't know if you're watching, Tom. You probably are. But my Lord, you're an action star. It was amazing.
Very good. What is the last gift you gave?
The last gift I gave. Oh, I made. I would say I made dinner for a friend who needed something. Does that count as a gift?
What cause is dear to your heart?
Convoy of Hope.
Convoy of Hope.
Look them up. They do wonderful work.
What is number one on your bucket list?
I'd like a freaking stamp in my passport. I'd like that. I want David to take me somewhere.
We went to Canada. You just didn't have them stamp it.
I want that's really on my bucket list. I want to travel the world.
Where do you want to go that you've never been before? Which kind of ties to that, I guess.
Ireland. That's my number one spot. Ireland.
Very cool. Very cool.
Y'all, am I supposed to sign off in a special way? Because this is the most fun I've ever been. But then again, it was 45 minutes of me talking about myself. I absolutely loved it. I hope that you get this book and that it changes your life as much as y'all are changing mine when I meet you. So thank you so much, Premier Collectibles, you guys, for letting me be here, and for y'all watching. I've loved every second of it.
Remember, premiercollectibles.com/Melissa, where you can get her book, and check out the other things Premier offers as well. So
you're so sexy when you talk like that. We better turn this camera off.